Good evening, race fans. Welcome to USA International Speedway. I'm Aaron Johnson with the Johnson iRacing team, bringing you today's feature event. It's 40 fast laps in the iRacing Advanced Legends Cup. This features some of the best drivers on the iRacing service at the time this race was offered. Let's have a look at today's starting lineup. Starting in the 14th spot in car number 12, he's going to show up as 99 on the screen, but 12 in your telemetry in the bottom right-hand corner is Jake Johnson. Jake, out of Conifer, Colorado, in the Green Bay Packers Legends car. Starting 13th in car number 9, racing with us out of the Northwest region, it's the Miller High Life Legends car of Daniel Farnham. Starting in the 12th spot in car number 8, racing with us out of the Australia-New Zealand region, that is Viarna Murray. Viarna did not make the starting bell in time, so they'll be starting from the pits. So starting in the 11th spot in car number 1, racing with us out of Indiana, that's Philip Carger. Carger also didn't make the starting bell in time. They will also be starting from the pits. Starting in the 10th spot in car number 6, that's the Old Schools Motorsports Legends car of Christina McIntosh. McIntosh out of the Mid-South region. Starting 9th in car number 3, it's Jeremy Siropiatko from Canada. That's a mouthful. Jeremy with us today. Starting in the 8th spot in car number 2, racing out of Indiana, that is Jesse Opliger. Jesse also in the pits for the start. Starting 7th in car number 5, racing with us out of Indiana, that is Alan Hudson. Starting 6th in car number 7, that is the Scotty Hottie Designs car of Fred Suter, Fred from Swedesboro, New Jersey. Starting 5th in the 13th spot, in the car number 13, is Anthony Scott in the Axalta Legends car racing out of Carolina. Now let's have a look at the top 4 starters. Starting in 4th in car number 11, that's Andrew Leach. Andrew in the Goldman Sachs Bloomsburg Legends car racing out of Canada. Starting 3rd in car number 4, that's Anthony Nolan in the Ford Racing Legends car, Anthony out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Starting 2nd, car number 10, that's Paul Lawson racing out of Club West. And on the pole in car number 14, also racing out of Club West, is Michael Thurman. These drivers account for a total of 82 82 total iRacing asphalt oval wins between the 14 drivers that are featured here. So a good field on the racetrack right now at USA International Speedway of this group. Anthony Scott, that's the 11 car, the Goldman Sachs car. Scott with 20 wins on his own. So Anthony Scott has racked up some victories in the asphalt ovals here on iRacing. The pace car leading the field down the front straightaway into turn 1. The lights are off, so we should be getting the green next time by. It'll be the 14 of Michael Thurman that's going to lead the field here, with the 10 of Paul Lawson to his outside. Thurman with a couple of wins as well, so Michael Thurman looking to add another victory to his total. Field looks a little scattered right now as the 10 car has backed off. He's back now to the outside of the 14. The pace car should duck in any time. The pace car is in. The 14 of Thurman hammers the throttle. It's going to be Michael Thurman taking a quick lead, followed by the 4 of Anthony. And what is going on here? We've got a car going the wrong direction. That's the 6 of Christina McIntosh. What in the world happened there? That car creating all kinds of problems for the rest of the field and really doing some damage out front. It's the 14 of Thurman, the 10 of Paul Lawson. Those two cars running 1-2. Then a big gap back to the 3rd place car of Anthony Nolan. Nolan running 3rd. The 10 looks to the inside. That's Paul Lawson going to the inside of Michael Thurman. Lawson's going to take the lead here. We are 2 laps in. We've already had a lead change. Now Thurman looks to come back by. He tries to pull back down and do the crossover move. Now Michael Thurman to the inside of the 10 of Paul Lawson. A little bit of action here up front, as it's going to be Thurman trying to find his way around the 10. The 10 takes the high line, carries the momentum through the corner now out onto the straightaway. The 14 spins, and that will put the 10 of Paul Lawson all by himself up front. Behind Lawson, in 2nd, is the 7 of Frederick Suter. Daniel Farnham in 3rd. Jake Johnson has worked his way up to 4th. He must have missed the early carnage when the 6 car of Christina McIntosh going the wrong way into traffic. Out front, it is Paul Lawson down the front straightaway. The second place car is Frederick Suter, then Daniel Farnham and Jake Johnson. Lawson into turn number 1. We're on lap 4 of 40. Paul Lawson with the lead. He's got some internet lag. Paul Lawson having some problems with the internet, but we can see Lawson is all by himself. Let's walk through the field and see who's left out there after a terrible start by Christina McIntosh. Lawson with the lead. Behind Lawson on the field, that's the 7 car of Frederick Suter. Suter being shown in second. Then behind Suter, that's the 9 of Daniel Farnham. Farnham being shown third. Behind Farnham, that's the 99 of Jake Johnson. Johnson looking to the high side, trying to find his way around Farnham. Behind Johnson on the speedway, the next car is the 11 of Andrew Leach. Andrew being shown in the 5th spot. Then behind Leach on the speedway, that's the 5 of Alan Hudson. Hudson currently running 6th. Behind Hudson, the next car on the track is the 14 of Michael Thurman. He was your pole sitter, spun early. Then behind Thurman, we see the 4 of Anthony Edward Nolan. Anthony Nolan now currently in the 8th spot. He's the last car on the lead lap. Behind Nolan on the speedway, we are back to the 7 of Frederick Suter. Suter now being shown in the 2nd spot, as it looks like Paul Lawson has had some internet lag. Lawson now in the pits, so Frederick Suter will have taken the lead. We're back out front with Frederick Suter. Suter with the lead. Looks like Jake Johnson now is in the 2nd spot, followed by Daniel Farnham, Andrew Leach, and Alan Hudson. Frederick Suter leads. He is in that sort of flaming gold and black car, running all by himself. It's the Fireball car, it looks to me like, of Frederick Suter. Suter down low, Johnson up high. Jake Johnson with a very quick race car looks to the inside of Frederick Suter as they go through the center of 1 and 2, now out onto the back straightaway. Johnson holds that car down low, pulls up side by side with Frederick Suter. It's going to be Jake Johnson, Suter side by side down the back straightaway now into turn number 3. Johnson's going to go by on the inside. Jake Johnson is going to take the lead at USA International Speedway. It is Johnson 1, Suter 2, Daniel Farnham in the 3rd spot. Jake Johnson, that Green Bay Packer Legend car, pulling away from the field. We are 9 laps into a 40-lap race. Jake Johnson is smooth and quick on the speedway. Johnson into turn number 3 through the center of 3 and 4 now. Car number 99, that's Johnson's preferred number. He runs down the front straightaway, crosses the stripe. Lap number 10 is underway. Jake Johnson pulling away now, starting to stretch out the lead over Frederick Suter. He's about 1.5 seconds up on the 2nd place car, and it looks like Daniel Farnham is now starting to put some pressure on Frederick Suter. Let's watch this battle as Frederick Suter and Daniel Farnham are battling it out here. Farnham is closed in. Suter holds the car down low, pinches the car off in the corner trying to protect that inside line. That's going to let Daniel Farnham have a little better run out of the corner. Farnham carrying more speed now, looks to the inside of the 7 of Suter. Now Farnham holds the car down. Suter comes down again. Farnham trying to avoid a potential crash there as Frederick Suter is all over the racetrack. Farnham looks to the inside again. Suter comes down low. It's like he's running an Indianapolis Motor Speedway line on a 3/4 miles track here at USA International. Daniel Farnham looks again to the inside. He's doing everything he can as Suter's really pinching that car off hard as he comes out of the corners. Makes me wonder if he's got a terrible push, and then as the car comes out onto the straightaway, it kind of snaps down the speedway on him. There it is one more time, snapping that car down low. It looks like he's either trying to block Farnham or he's really having some trouble with that race car. Farnham now looks to the outside, tries to make his way around on the outside of Frederick Suter. Suter now comes up to block Farnham. That's what it is. Frederick Suter all over the racetrack trying to block the 9 of Daniel Farnham. Farnham, a much quicker race car. Suter really holding Farnham up here. Some terrible racing etiquette as Frederick Suter throws the block on Daniel Farnham. Let's go back out front with the 12 of Jake Johnson. Johnson now well out in front. He's got about a 6-second lead. We are 14 laps into a 40-lap event. At this pace, looks like Jake Johnson will have a chance to lap the field at USA International if he can continue to hold this kind of pace. Let's go through the field one more time and take a look at where everyone's running out on the speedway. Jake Johnson, currently your leader, the 99 Green Bay Packer car. The next car on the speedway behind Johnson is the 7 of Frederick Suter. Suter engaged in a heated battle with the 9 of Daniel Farnham. Behind Farnham on the speedway, the next car, the 11 of Andrew Leach. Leach in the 4th spot. Then behind Leach, we see the 14 of Michael Thurman. Thurman, an early leader, working his way back up after a spin. Behind Thurman, it's the 5 of Alan Hudson. Hudson currently shown in the 6th spot. Then behind Hudson on the racetrack, that is the 3 car of Jeremy Siropiatko. Siropiatko 6 laps down in 7th. Behind Siropiatko on the speedway, we are back around to Jake Johnson. Paul Lawson currently being shown in the pits. Anthony Nolan, Anthony Scott, Christina McIntosh, Jesse Opliger, Philip Carger, and Viarna Murray are shown as out of this race. 7 cars remain on the speedway, led by Jacob Johnson. Johnson passed the start-finish line to start lap number 18. And we can see Johnson is beginning to close in on a little bit of lapped traffic. At least it looked like he was earlier. We can follow Johnson around as he goes down the back straightaway now into turn number 3. We can see the lap traffic just in front of Johnson there. That looks like the 3 of Siropiatko and the 5 of Hudson as Johnson runs down the front straightaway. 19 laps now are in the books. Jake Johnson closing in on the 5 of Alan Hudson, looking to put Hudson a lap down. Johnson moves that car right up against the wall, now dives into turn number 3. Johnson looking at the high side now. Is the 5 of Hudson going to hold on to that low line? Jake Johnson looks to the high side and just goes around Hudson on the outside. It's a hard way to pass here. Hudson did give him plenty of room. Good etiquette by the lapped car to give Jake Johnson, our leader, plenty of room as he came out of turn number 4. Now out of 2 down the back straightaway. Johnson closing in on Siropiatko. Johnson going into turn number 3. That's the 3 of Jeremy Siropiatko. Out of 4 now onto the front straightaway. Jake Johnson closing quickly. He has a 14-second lead over the second place car, what is now Daniel Farnham. So Farnham did finally make his way around the 7 of Frederick Suter. Johnson looks to the inside of Siropiatko. Piatko holds the car down a little bit there. Johnson and Piatko nearly touch, but Jake Johnson is going to go right on by the 3 of Jeremy Siropiatko. Johnson nearly gets the wall there as he comes down the front straightaway here. There are 19 laps to go, so we're just past halfway. Jake Johnson with a huge lead, stretching that lead out now to nearly 17 seconds over the second place car of Michael Thurman. So your early leader, Thurman, has worked his way back into second after that early spin, but it is all Jake Johnson up front. Johnson trying to find a way to lap the field at USA International. Johnson pulling away from the lapped car of Jeremy Siropiatko. There are 5 cars left on the lead lap. Frederick Suter, the 7, that flaming 7 car, is the last car on the lead lap. He should come into view here in front of Johnson just about any time. He's about 21 seconds back. A good lap here at USA, about 24. And we can see the 7 of Frederick Suter. Suter was chopping the car off pretty hard, trying to hold Daniel Farnham up. Let's see if he does the same thing to our leader, Jake Johnson. Johnson trying to close on this lapped car. Suter very nearly gets the wall, but Johnson just flies by. Jake Johnson past the 7 of Frederick Suter. 4 cars now left on the lead lap. Next in his sights will be the 11 of Andrew Leach. Jake Johnson tags the wall a little bit there. You think he's not driving that race car hard. Jake Johnson really getting after it. We can just see the 11 of Andrew Leach was just up front. We could just see him as he came out. Johnson came out of turn number 4. Now Johnson down the back straightaway. He will be closing in on lap traffic. Again, you could just see the 11 of Andrew Leach. Johnson out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. Lap 16 left. We're on lap number 24. Jake Johnson closing in on more lap traffic. Johnson trying to find a way to lap the field at USA International. Blistering pace held up by that flying 99 car. Johnson, a member of the Johnson iRacing team, checking some statistics here. Jake Johnson right now with 47 career oval track victories on the asphalt. Those victories distributed between the iRacing Fanatec Rookie Street Stock Series, where Johnson's had some success, and here in the iRacing Advanced Legends Cup. Those are the 2 series that Jake Johnson tends to focus on. So Johnson doing a nice job in the Legends Cup. He takes the 99 car now through the turn out onto the front straightaway. Johnson closing in on the 11 of Andrew Leach. Johnson trying to put Leach a lap down. He is 17 seconds ahead of the second place car of Michael Thurman. We can see there that was the Miller Lite car of Daniel Farnham. So Farnham's had some kind of trouble. He is now a lap down. There are 2 cars left on the lead lap as Jake Johnson is going around the 11 of Andrew Leach. Johnson tags the wall again, trying to give Leach plenty of room here. Jake Johnson a little bit out of control as he's racing the 11 car of Andrew Leach fairly hard, but trying to give Leach plenty of room. Johnson goes by Andrew Leach on the outside. Leach also giving Johnson plenty of room. Now 1 car left on the lead lap. That's the 14 of Michael Thurman. There are 12 laps to go. Thurman about 19 seconds behind Johnson. A quick lap here, 23.5 to 25 seconds. So Johnson needs to pull 8 seconds on Michael Thurman if he's going to lap the field. It's all Jake Johnson running up front, followed by Michael Thurman. Andrew Leach 1 lap down in 3rd. Frederick Suter a lap down in 4th. Then Alan Hudson a lap down in 5th. Daniel Farnham now in the pits. Jeremy Siropiatko, the last car on the Speedway, running in the 7th spot, 7 laps down. Paul Lawson, Anthony Nolan, Anthony Scott, Christina McIntosh, Jesse Opliger, Philip Carger, and Viarna Murray are all out of this race. Johnson continues to close on the 14 car of Michael Thurman. 10 laps to go, now 9 laps to go, this time by Johnson, closing in on Thurman. Can he catch Michael Thurman? That's the excitement in this race. Jake Johnson running a very quick pace, closing in on the 14 car of Michael Thurman. Thurman the last car on the lead lap, and the only other car besides Johnson on the lead lap. Jake Johnson trying to find a way to lap the field at USA International. Johnson doing a nice job through the turns. Out in front and all alone, kind of in clean air and without any traffic, Johnson lets that car roll right down onto the apex, right, just almost touching that yellow line, and then swings back up against the wall as he goes down the straightaway. Coming into the turn again, let that car drift all the way down to the yellow line. You can see here he is just above the yellow line, a little bit about a tire width up, and then drifts up high. At USA International, one of the quick ways around the racetrack is to get 2 wheels just as close to that yellow line as you can without going over. You go over the line and it transitions from the banked part of the track to the apron, and that transition can really upset the car, cause the car to get loose, get out from under you. Johnson doing a nice job of running a low line but a safe line. Johnson now closing in on the 14 of Michael Thurman. We can see the 14 just ahead of Johnson. Johnson with 5 to go next time by, so Johnson out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He's closing in on the 14 of Michael Thurman. Jake Johnson, a very quick race car. Johnson closes in on Thurman. Just in front of Thurman, it looks like the lapped car of, is that maybe Alan Hudson, as we've got Frederick Suter and Daniel Farnham in the pits again. That is the 5 of Alan Hudson, so Johnson going to have to navigate some lap traffic here. He closes in on the 14 of Michael Thurman. Thurman looks to the outside of the 5 of Hudson. Now Johnson looks to the outside of the 14 of Michael Thurman. Johnson trying to make his way around Thurman on the high side of this racetrack. Jake Johnson with a very good race car just goes to the high side and drives past the 14 of Michael Thurman, your second place car. No match for that 99. Johnson now way up high, gets a great run out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway and drives past the 5 of Alan Hudson. Johnson putting on a clinic here, going by on the high side. That's kind of a difficult way to get around, but Jake Johnson making it look easy at USA International Speedway. 4 laps to go, now 3 laps to go. Johnson pulling away from Michael Thurman. It is all Jake Johnson. Johnson has lapped the field here and looks to take home the victory. This would be victory number 49 in the Asphalt Oval Series for Jake Johnson. Johnson out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway. Now past the start-finish line, there'll be 2 to go. Johnson pulling away nearly half a straightaway ahead of Michael Thurman in about 3 laps. So Jake Johnson, a very quick car here at the end of the speedway. That's another one of the tricks at USA International. It's easy to be pretty fast early. It's a lot more difficult to build yourself a setup and to develop a way around this speedway to learn a line that'll preserve tires. Jake Johnson's going to take the white flag. Johnson, 4 turns away, now 3 turns away, now 2 turns away from taking the win at USA International. Johnson down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Now through the center of 3 and 4, out onto the front straight, it's going to be Jake Johnson with the win. Pardon me. Jake Johnson takes the victory. Michael Thurman will come home second, Andrew Leach third, Alan Hudson fourth, Frederick Suter will finish up in fifth with Daniel Farnham sixth and Jeremy Siropiatko in seventh. Those are the only cars remaining on the speedway at the end of the race. Paul Lawson will finish 8th, Anthony Nolan 9th, and Anthony Scott will round out the top 10. Those 3 drivers in the pits at the completion of this feature event. That'll do it for USA International Speedway. Jake Johnson with a big win for the Johnson iRacing team. A quick car, maybe the class of the field. Doing a nice job there, pushing it pretty hard a couple of times, bouncing off the wall as he was trying to go around people on the outside. But in the end, it's Jake Johnson with a victory. For the Johnson iRacing team on the Johnson iRacing Network, this is Aaron Johnson saying, go fast, turn left, have fun.